We are family. No, wait, it's not We Are Family, it's We Are Rewind. Yes, another Walkman. So, is this just another piece of junk, portable junk? Or maybe are we facing something new with some quality? Let's figure it out together. Go! Okay guys, before starting, I'm thrilled to say that this video is brought to you by Skillshare. Now, Skillshare is an online learning platform. You're gonna find thousands and thousands of courses, online courses of very high quality. I had some time to try them because I was attracted by the different types of courses they offer. Not only a wide variety, but also different difficulties. If you're at a certain level, you're covered. If you're at a basic or advanced level, you're gonna find what you're looking for. So for example, I always wanted to follow a course to touch up, to enhance the quality of my videos. In fact, I find perfect YouTube success by Marquise Brownlee. He is an expert in this field, and following his course was just a breeze. Very simple, short videos filled with information, visually appealing. You have the transcript of what he's saying if you're not a native English. Fantastic. I really find it user-friendly and helpful. In the end, I did gain important aspects, important information that I'm going to finally adopt in creating videos for you guys. My creativity just got boosted. Got you curious? Well, the first 1,000 people that is going to follow the link that you're going to find here below in the video description is going to have access to Skillshare for 1 month, free of charge. Fantastic. Don't miss it, guys. Okay, let's get back to our video. So, a few weeks ago, I finally received my own We Are Rewind Walkman. This was an old project started a few years ago with a Kickstarter, but then clearly to COVID and different solutions and development problems, it had an alt, and finally now it's delivered. It's here. It's on the market. It's on the street. So we can finally put our hands on it and try to understand a little bit more what are the characteristics. I just want to add that my famous little bird, remember, the one who said that new decks were about to come out, said the little bird started to sing a little bit more again and told me that We Are Rewind actually wanted to do a deck. Now, I don't know if this is true. I didn't ask them, but it's probably true. Since they were developing this, they probably wanted to do something else. But in the end, it was just too darn expensive, like everyone else is trying, like also recording the masters. Apparently, they're just facing huge amounts of money to invest in research and development because we have to reinvent the wheel in some cases practically. So we're missing that. But apart from that, let's dive in today and let's take a look to this portable recorder and portable playback device. Okay, let's start to see now its main characteristics. Then we'll come back here, do a little test, talk a little bit about it, and my final take. Let's go. Okay guys, as you can see here, we have this nice little packet that arrived in the mail containing our Walkman. So let's see what's inside. The box is nice feel, high quality. Here we can already see the 3 colors in which the Walkman comes in. Keith, which is black, Kurth, the one I have, which is blue, and Serge, which is orange. Clearly coming from the 3 famous musicians, I believe Serge Gainsbourg, Kurt Cobain, and Keith, maybe Keith Moon, I don't know, Keith Richards, who knows. In any case, let's see what's inside. Okay, we have a pencil. I knew this was inside, and it's just to make fun of the famous combination of cassettes and pencils to rewind them. Nothing special. Okay, here we have our nice player. Very nice quality. Amazing quality, amazing materials in aluminum. Very, very nice. Okay, what else is inside before continuing? A nice little manual with all the instructions. Nice specs, everything that you need to operate correctly the baby, and a USB plug. Because, I want to say it since the beginning, one of the cool features of this player is clearly the possibility to recharge it with a USB cable, because here inside, as you can see here, there is a lithium battery, rechargeable battery. Very cool! So let's try to take a look at the different aspects, elements, and buttons. So here there's a small little hole, probably to regulate the speed, I believe. Here we have the well. Here we have the logo, which is somehow upside down because you're always brought to turn the baby. In fact, you have play in this direction from here. In any case, let's take a look at the well, and in fact, it opens on the other side. Not that much space, I must admit, but that's decent. The mechanism isn't clear. I know they clearly are sourcing from the available mechanisms and motors available, but on the market, but they did some modifications. That was their take on this. This was on Kickstarter in development for several years. So at least 2 years. There was also COVID, so it was a big problem to reach this solution, this final conclusion, and put it on the market. So congratulations for that. But as I was saying, they supposed to have updated a few elements inside to make it a little better, more performing. So it's difficult to see. Here you have, I think you can see it, a nice stereo head. You also have there that blue is a permanent magnet head versus an AC biased head, which is much better. They didn't put that, unfortunately. And the rest seems more or less similar to what we have seen in modern ones. But unfortunately, we can't open this because there are no screws. So that's maybe not fantastic, because if you want to change the belts or something like that, or do some upgrades, it's difficult to do. You're probably going to have to break some parts. I don't know. Or maybe you can send it over to them and they'll service it to you, I hope, if they're still around. Apart from that, what do we have here? We have, this is for rec, to record, which goes down with the play button. And you're going to have to use this input here to send the signal. This is an inline input. Very cool. Rewind, fast forward, and stop. Here we have the battery signal, a little LED, and a little LED for the Bluetooth. If we press it, it'll start to blink. I think you can see that. It'll start blinking. Yeah. It immediately starts to search to make a pair with something. Let's see over here. Volume knob. Nothing too fancy, normal stuff. Decent connectors for a headphone, and as I said before, a line in to record, and as we have seen in the beginning, the USB-C type port for recharging the baby. In fact, the baby weighs a bit. That's something I want to highlight. This baby is pretty heavy. I'm going to put here now the exact weight so you can have an idea, but I was not expecting this weight. There's a lot of stuff here. There's the battery, I understand, but it's not extremely portable, I would say. Okay, apart from that, let's start now to take a look and do some tests more in depth. Okay, now you have an idea of the baby. Let's try to understand a little bit more through its specs. I have them listed here. Okay, so we have a Bluetooth 5.0, okay, which, as you have seen, can be selected on or off. It is a stereo player and recorder. Very good. It also has auto stop, but unfortunately it doesn't have auto stop when you go fast forward and rewind. It has, as we have seen, 3.5 millimeter jack for recording and for our headphones. It has a rechargeable battery. They say up to 10 hours. I don't know. I haven't tested it for 10 hours. It's probably close to that. The USB clearly is a 5-volt rechargeable battery via USB. It is, they say, compatible with all cassettes, but that's not completely true because we don't have an equalization setting. We can't put a type 2 and a type 4 equalization, so that's not completely realistic, we could say, although you can use them, no problem. In fact, afterwards we're going to also listen to a type 2. What else? The Bluetooth codec I see supported is the AC6925. Frequency response. Now, the frequency response, it's pretty bad. It's 30 hertz all the way up to, they say, 12,500 kilohertz. Well, 12.5 kilohertz. With recording the Masters Fox Type 1 cassette. It's bad overall, but it's good, quite good, if compared to other crapola that is around, okay? So once again, I always get criticized when I use some good words for some of these devices. We have to find the context where this is going. This is an entry level, okay? Maybe a step higher than an entry level, since the real entry level costs much less and it's much, much worse. In any case, we'll see that in a while. Okay, what else? Distortion and wow and flutter. They declare 0.3% in both sectors, both sections. The price. The price is €149, which is more or less similar to dollars. I don't know what is the final price in the US. I don't think there is a distributor yet, so you're going to have to get it on their site. Very nice site. It's in French. It's in English because the development, we could say, of the recorder of the player is French mainly. So it's a European project, okay? Okay, apart from these specs that tell us something, but clearly our ears and other direct practical elements, empirical elements will tell us much more. So we're going to do now a series of tests, okay? We're going to try and take a look at the wow and flutter and speed just to see what happens. And then we're going to do a little comparisons with a few cassettes. So let's start with the wow and flutter and speed. Okay, I was expecting a little better, actually. I think it's a little worse than what they declare. As you have seen, there was this fluctuation, unfortunately, and you could hear that a little bit. Inferior Walkmans currently produced have better wow and flutter and speed continuity, we could say. In any case, it's the minimum requirements could be matched more or less, but you can do better, absolutely. And I'm afraid that if they're going to do a 2.0 version, they're going to have to put their hands directly on that part before anything else. Okay, so let's make our first test using a simple dimple cassette made today. Okay, nothing fancy, no Dolby noise reduction. This is actually 100% analog, as you can see, by Half Deaf Clutch Bluesman. Nice thing, nice record, a decent record I found on Bandcamp. I already presented this actually in another video together with other cassettes. If you're interested, here is the link. You're also going to find the links I mentioned in the video description clearly. So let's try to listen to something starting with an inferior type of player, mainly based more than on specs, I would say, on the price. Okay, so if we said the We Are Rewind Walkman is $149, we're gonna start with the tape roller from dirt tapes. This is a 35 euro tape player, while the new version that just came out, which should be a little better, is 39. So more or less we're there. I connected, and I'm going to connect the rest through the headphone output to the video camera. Not the best solution, but at least I can do this in real time, and I can also listen to what you are listening as well. So the noise is going to be, the electronic noise, and I would say interference, is going to be a little higher than what it is, but it is present in all three. Okay, we're going to see three of them. Okay, so let's open this one, which I like a lot in terms of aesthetics. I have to put it this way. Okay, I'm going to put my headphones on. Are you ready? Let's go.
Modern life means nothing to me. Take me back to a simpler way. Making music on a broken guitar. That's how I'll spend my day. Say hello to my old time soul. Say hello to my old time soul.
Okay, so as you have heard, this is extremely noisy, okay? In reality, when you put the headphones, it's not that noisy. Once again, I want to underline this, but it is a little bit, clearly. Okay, now we're going to change player, and we're going to use one of the most highly regarded now, I would say, among the currently produced Walkmans. What am I talking about? This is, it still has the logo of the prior Endeavor, we could say, but this is the one produced by Recording the Masters, which they called B1000EW, which is also written right here, B1000. This was sent to me by Recording the Masters as a prototype because they wanted to invest in this sector, making a new device, the Mystic, which should have been financed by a Kickstarter project. It didn't happen. Here is a link to that video where I went in depth reviewing this. In any case, as you can see already, it sounds a little more silent. I've rewinded it before with the other one. We can listen.
Modern life means nothing to me. Take me back to a simpler way. Making music on a broken guitar. That's how I'll spend my day. Say hello to my old time soul. Say hello to my old time soul.
So as you have heard, the quality is much better, okay? And the price is a little higher. In this case, we are at 41 euro. Okay, now we can finally listen to our We Are Rewind. Okay.
Modern life means nothing to me. Take me back to a simpler way. Making music on a broken guitar. That's how spend my day. Say hello to my old time soul. Say hello to my old time soul.
Well, as you have heard, among the three, I think the We Are Rewind version model is better. This one is pretty decent, I must admit. Actually, through this system that I'm connecting through the camera, and I'm using the headphones connected to the camera, this one seemed just slightly better. While in reality, testing them, because I did a thorough test by my own, clearly, listening with my headphones directly from here, it was much better. I also want to add that I tested it with my Bluetooth headphones, also with a Bluetooth speaker. Excellent results with the headphones, not so much with the speaker, because clearly we are having a very low output volume for headphones. So they should have some maybe a mode for speakers if you want to do that. Maybe, I don't know. In any case, you can do it. You just have to really crank up a lot of the volume. With headphones, a breeze. Very, very nice. I enjoyed it in both ways. Clearly, with a wire, it's better. Now, as a reference, let's just try to do this with a real Walkman, okay? A Sony Walkman, a good one this time. A DD9, which I already presented in another video. Here it is. It's a little ruined, but this is fully serviced. Here is a link of the video. As I said, you're all going to find everything in the video description. Let's listen here.
Modern life means nothing to me. Take me back to a simpler way. Making music on a broken guitar. That's how I'll spend my day. Say hello to my old time soul. Say hello to my old time soul.
Okay, guys, so as you have heard, now it's clear that the tape also has a lot of limitations, okay? You could hear a lot of hiss also on a Sony Walkman, top of the line. So we also have to take this into consideration with the reproduction, because if you have a bad tape, the poor player isn't going to do something spectacular. The voice was better on the Sony, much better, much more natural. The bass was nice and pumped, nice and present and deep. It was just better, clearly. But the recording itself, the tape quality itself is just terrible. So that's not helping. In fact, we're going to try to test also the We Are Remaster, We Are Rewind, with a normal high quality Type 2 cassette at the end, though, of the video, okay? That's a little something that I have to wait for. So it's time to try to listen to a recording I made with this, because that's one of the main features of this device. So I got a normal Type 1 cassette, something that you can still find, Maxell UR, very good, decent quality. You can find this in Europe, in America, so no problem with that. And I recorded a good track, a quality track from the last album from Patricia Barber. So it's a DSD, actually, the source. Nevertheless, this was capable of dealing with this or not. Let's discover it. Let's try to listen to the track I recorded here.
Trouble is a man who loves me no more, no more. Trouble is a man I'll always adore. Nothing good to say about him, still I hate a day without him.
Okay, that was a brief sample, so now you can also understand the quality, the capability of this device to record. I think the quality is pretty bad. Now, clearly compared to the pre-recorded cassette, it probably sounded much better. Yes, okay, but if we're considering a recording device, it's very hard also to record because clearly you don't have any LEDs, volume peaks, or volume unit meters, nothing from that point of view. So it's very hard. You have to put 0 volume on there, and you have to find the right volume on your amplifier, clearly. Otherwise, it's going to distort, and at the same time, you want to cover the hiss. So it's very difficult to do, and as I was saying, the quality in the end is not that good. There is tons of hiss, just too much. And that Sony cassette, I mean the UR cassette from Axel, it's a good cassette. I used it on other decks. There's very little hiss. So that's introducing hiss. Okay, now, so let's start to focus now on what I liked and what I didn't like. Pros and cons. Okay, so certainly the first aspect I want to highlight is the quality of the materials. That I liked a lot. Very nice color, very nice finish, high quality, robust materials. Not big fan of these buttons, but it works. The quality of the connectors, it's a very nice piece. I mean, it's worth the money from that point of view, I think. The mechanism, the motor, that's something else I liked, because compared to the other stuff we have around now, this is one of the best motors available, at least what they came out of, the solution they found, because it's much more silent. It still makes some noise. There is that faint electronic noise, but it's much better. It's much better, and the fast forward and rewind are very, very fast. They're very, very quick. I like that a lot, guys. Another aspect I liked a lot was the rechargeable battery. Yes, finally, they claim it's the first in the world that has ever been done. A rechargeable lithium battery integrated inside. Well, maybe now. I mean, there were those sticks made of lithium already in the Sony Walkmans, which were rechargeable. Not directly, because you have to take them out and charge them in the wall and then put them back in. That's true. But in any case, fantastic. Stop those batteries. Plus, that would have added even more weight here, which is already enough. Another aspect I liked a lot was a dedicated line in for recording. Plus, as I said, the quality of the connectors, which a lot of times is just flimsy plastic. Bluetooth, as I said before, great sound. Absolutely, I liked it a lot. It paired quite easily with my headphones, even with the speaker. Absolutely to use in that, if you're interested in that solution, not only with a cable. With a cable is better, but Bluetooth is decent. So overall, I just want to say that the reproduction quality of this is, I think, the best available now, today, okay? Among the different recorders, players, we have portable players. This is quite a bit, I would say, up above. This comes close, but once again, if you try them in reality, no, this one is the winner. But once again, the portability isn't that. We're already getting in the things that I don't like. Might as well start with the weight. This is very heavy. If you're using it just around and about in the house, no problem. But if you want to put it in a pocket, I think it's rather impossible. While here, even though this is bulky as well, it's much more light. It's like 1/4, and it's a little more compact, for example. And this one is even better in terms of dimensions. Nevertheless, I do understand that to put this technology, which isn't present anymore, plus the battery and things like that, they had to build it a little more big and bulky. So if you have a backpack or something, you'll just put it there and then use it that way. Or a nice big pocket in your jacket or something like that. Other things I wasn't crazy about is this, the well doesn't open that much. It's a little difficult to insert the cassette. Sometimes it doesn't go in properly. Not perfection. They probably had to design it this way, maybe for how the mechanism was built, but you could do better. Another thing I didn't like, I mentioned before, is the absence of auto stop on fast forward and rewind. And when you get to the end of the tape, sometimes you don't even notice it because it's not that clear. And you can hear the motor suffering. And there's a growing electronic noise of suffering. So be careful when you go back and forth. Monitor what you're doing and stop it, okay? There is auto stop during normal playback and I believe record. Since I'm there, I'm not a big fan of this either, of the little hole. It could have been much bigger to see a little bit more of the cassette. For example, I'm crazy about this design. This is so cool. Love it. Another thing I didn't like at all is the recording quality. It's decent in line with the product, but I would try to do something better. Probably the head isn't that good. I don't know. Maybe there's some bad things going on with that terrible type of erasing head, magnetic head, permanent magnet head. I don't know. In any case, the result is mediocre, I must admit. Sorry. Another thing we said is that you cannot service on your own. At least I don't see any way, because you probably need a series of instruments to open it up. So if you want to change a belt in 20 years, or if you want to do some mods, it's quite difficult. You're probably going to have to send it or ask them if there is some way or somehow to do this, because I have no idea. And last but not least, wow and flutter are pretty on the bad side. I remember this one measured a little better. And in fact, you can hear this a little bit in the reproduction. So speed and wow and flutter do have oscillations, are not in the 0.3. I think it's considerably more, unfortunately. But nevertheless, I do think this is the best player for listening cassettes out there. Okay, since in my past reviews, a lot of people said that I was crazy, this is not quality material, etc., etc. Yes, you are right. We are not talking about top-notch Sony or Panasonic or Aiwa portable cassette Walkmans, recorders and players. No, clearly, we are talking of something made today with bad quality pre-recorded cassettes. Even the past ones were. Now it's even worse. And also the technology is dead, as we all know. So clearly we are talking of a device for newbies, or at least people who are going to go back to cassettes, that want to go back to this passion. And they want something new. They don't want to go through the hassle of refurbishing, etc., etc. So I think for that segment, this type of player is excellent. And among the entry level, even though this costs more, is probably the best solution out there today. In this respect, though. Okay, so for the end, with the bells, we'll try to listen to a quality recorded cassette on my deck with a quality singer, I would say. Not even the rest was excellent. With a Type 2, quality Type 2 tape from NAC. And let's try to see what happens if we use something top notch. Put it back in here. Bye, guys.
Happiness hit her like a train on a track, coming She hid around corners and she hid under beds. She killed it with kisses and from it she fled. With every bubble she sank with a drink and washed it away down the kitchen sink. The dog days are over, the dog days are done. The horses are coming, so you better run. Run fast for your mother, run fast for your father, run for your children, for your sisters and brothers. Leave all your love and your longing behind. You can't carry it with you if you want to survive. The dog days are over, the dog days are done. Can you hear the horses? 'Cause here they come.
Well guys, if you're enjoying my videos and you're enjoying my channel, please consider to subscribe by clicking the black and white logo here below. Also, don't forget to click the notification bell so you'll never miss an episode and you will become a true member of the analog community.